I'm up here in Newton, Alabama, the original spot where I started my beekeeping adventures. And actually it wasn't far from right here where the first couple of hives were dropped. And now, as you know, things have grown quite a bit if you watch the channel. But this right here is a horizontal hive that was brought to me back in October by Rickey and Ruth Roark. We actually put a nuke in here with the Greg Burns queen in it, one of the Pepto Pink queens he brought down to me last July. And all winter long, they were on just a couple of frames, really kind of a weak colony. I was worried about them. Greg told me they'd breed way back, and he was right. And we fed them Hive Alive and just nursed them along. And a couple of months back, they started to explode and grow. We ended up putting them in the center section, and I haven't been in them in several weeks. Today is Memorial Day. It's May 29th. And let's just break in here and see how they're doing. Now, if you want to see all the features of this hive, I'll post the original video where Rickey brought the hive to me in the description below. So you can see kind of how it's all set up and all the cool things he did for it. But let's go ahead and open it up here. Originally, the little nuke was on this end right over here. But like I say, I've moved them over. The hive is designed so you can have a full strength colony in the middle and then a nuke on each end. And so that's pretty cool. But I'm kind of eager to see how they're looking because I think they're pretty darn strong. Got bees that are building some wax here. I gave them what I thought was plenty of space to last a while when I was in here a few weeks back, but I just haven't been in it in a while. And the flow here has been slow to kick in, but it finally has. This spot hasn't been super good this year, but I think it's getting to be that way. Look at this. Wow. Can you believe that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 frames so far, all packed out with bees. I really wasn't sure how the bees would, what they would do in here because I've never really used one of these before, but I'm a little clumsy with this thing. I really just don't know how to manage it, but let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 frames in here. And they've just got everything drawn out, bees on every frame, 19 solid frames of bees here. And on this end right here, there's not a whole lot going in here. This is probably a frame of drawn out comb when I put it in here. But they're starting to put honey in up here. And this side has nectar in it. So it looks like they've definitely been moving this way. This quite possibly, I'm not sure if this was a new frame of foundation when I put it in here or not. It could have been. The comb looks a little bit older, so maybe it has some drawn comb on it, but they are definitely busily working here. So for those who have horizontal hives, if you got any suggestions for me, then leave them in the comments below. I really don't know what I'm doing here. The bees are thriving, obviously, but kind of what do I do from now? The entrance is in the middle, so I'm not really sure if I just need to fill this thing up with frames and let them just completely fill it up in whatever direction they want, or what I should do. But see, we got nothing but nectar and honey coming in this frame right here. So they're looking really good. Let me pull everything this way a little bit and see if I can find some brood in here, see how the brood pattern looks. Obviously, this queen is doing really good. Now, I'm gonna tell you all this. Originally, like I said, I had this little entrance opened up on this end, that's designed for a nuke, this little wheel entrance. And well, I'm not joking when I say there may have been enough bees in here to cover 1 to 2 frames is all in this colony for a while, for several weeks, even for a couple of months. I was pretty worried about them. I've told Greg about it, and he just kind of chuckles. He's like, that's what they're supposed to do. But I think we got some brood right here. Nice brood pattern all through here. And they're actually, it looks to be packing in honey on this end. I really don't know what to expect from these bees at all as far as how they're going to fill this thing out, what they're going to do. Okay, we got pollen here, a frame of pollen. Down in here, we're just getting to where the entrance is right here. And so they're coming right in there. I guess they're depositing pollen right there. I know, Rickey, if you're watching this, or Greg, or anyone that's used these horizontal hives, I know Joseph Rawls down in Louisiana uses horizontal hives. Anyone else, just chime in. We got more pollen here, more food. We got some brood right here. Some eggs, brood, larvae. Man, how about the strength of this colony? How it's just absolutely exploded. It's crazy. Look at that. The truth is, we're probably, 2 to 3 weeks away from being at the end of our flow down here. The flow is usually over by mid-June. Obviously, a little bit of stuff trickles in all summer, but we go into a pretty good dearth, you know, certainly by the first part of July typically, and this year's been a little strange. I'm seeing nothing but a healthy colony here, super strong, and you know, everything that is cracked up to be from this horizontal hive and from Greg's queens. You know, the horizontal hive supposedly is a really good way to raise bees. It is convenient for sure, don't have to lift boxes around, and they seem to be thriving in it. And also, you know, Greg's queen, his Appalachian Mutts, Pepto Pink queen here, she's living up to her reputation as well. Just a beautiful colony of bees, man. Got some more brood on this end down here a little bit. So yeah, oh wow. On this end down here, they're just packing the brood in again. It's kind of interesting seeing the brood pattern, how, in a sense, they've almost alternated some brood with some pollen throughout the nest here. It's kind of neat. And then on this side over here, we're gonna have some, I think, some honey maybe. Let's see. This was a new frame, I'm pretty sure. You see how they're drawing it out. It's a Premier foundation. Pure Hive foundation from Premier Bee Company. Honey on this very last one. So what I'm seeing is a really beautiful colony right here. The entrance is right in the middle, right here. I had the frames kind of favoring this side a little bit. They're pushed this way a little bit, not as many frames on this direction. But I think I'm gonna come back with some, I may just put on nothing but foundation in here and just extend it, fill the whole thing up with frames and just see what they do with it. This colony is an experiment for me. It's a lot of fun. If you have any medical problems, physical ailments, back problems, or it's just the physical work is difficult for you, I definitely think this is a good way to go because, man, it's right here and it's very easy to use right here. And one frame at a time, no lifting anything heavy. I like it a lot. Obviously, I couldn't afford to have 100 of these. It's not really feasible from operation. I wouldn't mind having a couple more of them to play with, maybe some different designs, maybe one with the entrance on one end where they can build up this way, maybe some like Greg has for like some mating nuke type situations that you can play with the entrances throughout the colony a little bit. But overall, extremely well pleased. So I'm gonna run and get some more frames. Looks like I need probably, I think I got 19 in here. I think it's designed for 30 frames. So I'm gonna run up and grab, I think, just some empty frames. If I have a little bit of drone come, I may put some of that in here too. But just to see what these girls can do with this, because I'm real excited about it. They're doing great so far. These are kind of like some of the boards right here that you can kind of split the hive up with, or, you know, you wanna have, you don't really wanna have an open space like this. There weren't enough bees in here to fill this up when I added the frames last time. But boy, if I don't do something about it, they're gonna start just drawing comb out here in this empty space. And so I'm gonna go ahead and just fill the whole thing up with frames and see what happens. Just gonna move them this way. I'm gonna try and keep most of the honey out on the outside there. Yeah, we're getting into some brood here, so put an old frame of comb in there. Kind of stagger some of this foundation out towards the end. Checkerboard it in a little bit, maybe, I don't know. What do y'all think about this? Couldn't hurt, I don't think. Let's see what they do with it. These are some frames I just processed. I pressure washed all the old comb off of them and just dipped them in some hot wax on the top of some boiling water. To put this old comb in here, kind of in the middle of the brood area. See what they do with it. There's a lot of bees in here, y'all. It's kind of a different perspective on a beehive than from the vertical Langstroth traditional colonies. All right, now, got it all the way to that end. We got some more frames here. Let's just, y'all think I should checkerboard it or just add them? I think I'm gonna checkerboard it, why not? You know what? I think I'm just gonna add it on the outside and they can fill it in as they want to. Let's just do that. We're gonna add them in over here, these empty frames, these reprocessed frames. All right, this thing is as full as it can be. I could put another one down this end, but I've got all those divider boards and stuff in here, so I'm just gonna leave them in. Got them all jammed against the end. Really don't need them right now, but we may need them if we decide to divide this thing up and make splits or whatever. But these frames are all in here, packed in here really good. So I just counted, we've got 32 frames in here, and there's actually room for probably 2 more. So there's really room in here for 34 frames, it looks like, give or take. What do y'all think of this horizontal hive? I think it's really cool, and I'm excited and I'm grateful that Ricky made this for me. You know, for what you get, it's a pretty reasonable price, what he charges. I mean, it's really well built, and he can customize it however you want. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the inner covers in here. Just kind of let the bees go ahead and continue to do their thing. You know, harvesting honey will be pretty easy too, because just pull the frames out, I guess probably to shake the bees off. And rock and roll. It is all deep frames though, but that's okay. It'll be fine. I came back out, it's Saturday, 5 days later, and these bees are crazy, man. They just have continued to work hard, filling this thing up. It's only been 5 days. They're starting to draw some of these frames out a little bit that we put in here. Saw the queen. She looks like she's pretty ragged. She's her wings are getting worn out, but she's just laying it up, man. Brood everywhere. So it's just kind of been a fun experiment. That's a lot of bees in here when y'all think about it. Look at all these bees, man. I believe there are 32 frames in here, and the bees have covered most of them. Some on this end down here, they haven't really covered up yet. I did just checkerboard some of these frames of foundation into this area right here. I also opened up this opening right here so that I'd give them another entrance. I don't know if they'll use it or not, but I figured what the heck, it's an experiment. Isn't that a beautiful thing to see though? Look at all those darn bees, man. It's crazy. No telling how many bees are in there. I can't believe really how fast they went from just probably 2 to 3 frames of bees to this. I mean, it took a couple of months, but man, they were just, I wasn't sure they were gonna make it. But anyway, just thought I'd share this with you. A few days later, they've definitely jumped on those frames I threw in here. They just continue to explode. I'm gonna put a link to the original video where Ricky brought this hive down here and we put that nuke in here with Gray's Queen in it. I'll put that link right here. Y'all take care and we'll catch you on the next one. Roll Tide, by the way.